So a slightly delayed start to commentary, but semi-final time here at Dumfries, the Scottish Junior Mixed Doubles. My name's David Owen. Joining me for the start of this commentary anyway is John Graham. John, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How about you this morning?
This afternoon now. I've also been up since about 3:30, so that's it feels like early evening now, to be fair.
So was that farming or parenting?
Watching curling, to be totally honest, but we'll call that parenting, shall we? So hopefully those that were there at the start got the full pipe-on experience. Getting settled down into this semi-final. Playing yellow stones, Andrew Kernan and Holly Davis. And blue stones, Leanne McKenzie and Duncan McFadzean.
Oh, a wee jig.
Somebody's happy.
That's right. We must still have the music on.
I can see. I can actually see that computer screen from here, and yes, we do.
It's good when we've got happy curlers.
It's always a good sign for the event, to be fair. I think the week's gone okay. Or the few days has gone okay.
It's been a busy time since Thursday when we started practice. Friday with 6 sessions on was heavy curling for organisers and curlers. There are certainly some tired people out there, I think. But they're all athletes, so I'm sure that they're coping well with it. So remind me, David, is it blue to play, is it? Or yellow?
I'm 90% confident it's blue. I think this is the last stone. Yellow have hammer.
Will they be greedy and try and just push that yellow through and sit there, but that would give the opposition the chance, but you couldn't actually lie into there and be shot. You'd have to strike get a double on that yellow at the front.
Yeah, it's not always the easiest to see from up here, but assuming that isn't possible, I'm just about to try and get a different camera angle to tell us that. Assuming that
its way.
I'm just playing the guard. Funnily enough, when you actually have a wee look across, there may just be a little. There might just have been enough room at the top there to get a third one in. It's tight though. I like to play the guard. There's definitely one blue.
I think it could be.
I'd favour 2. We'll keep that camera on when the umpire comes to measure this, if it's still the same after this stone. They'll thank us for that. Not sure yellow can actually. I'm pretty certain they can't score here.
No, but what they could do is they could maybe make sure that it was just a 1.
Yeah, exactly. Just try and catch quarter to half a stone and just chip the blue out sideways. There's not a lot else on here, really, is there?
Not really, no.
Here it comes. I think we're going to get a measure, John. No, we're not.
That's what I like.
We assume 2 then?
Let's guess 2, yes.
It was 2.
Score up so quickly, thank you.
It's a good start there. It was nice to get this steal over 2.
So Leanne McKenzie playing the first blue stone. Trying to draw up towards the yellow in the house. Have you noticed other teams are favouring getting to the front of the 4-foot, David? Or are they looking to draw right onto the other shot now?
Yeah, funnily enough, we were discussing that in the last game. They seem to be favouring getting to that shot rather than at the 4-foot. I'm not sure if that's intentional or otherwise, but say personally, I quite like not getting right up to that shot stone, controlling the front of the 4-foot.
I think that was one of the reasons why they changed the rule to move it to the back of the 4-foot as opposed to the centre. It was to give a greater challenge to the players and greater opportunity. So it's risk and reward again.
I think the other big thing it does is just introduce a bit more variation in the tactics. I think that was a big criticism of mixed doubles when it first came in, that it was the same every single end. So moving that place stone to the back of the 4-foot certainly opened up the tactics a little bit.
I don't think that they would be looking to catch that front blue. I kind of got the impression that they'd be looking to go through and line onto the blue in the centre of the house. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. Although I would say I'm a bit surprised more teams don't try and shift the centre guard, but that's my tokenistic knowledge of the tactics. Obviously they can't hit it out until the 4th played stone. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised a few more don't try and rob the guard into a corner guard and run into the house. It's a nice pocket to come down into now.
It'll be interesting to see in future years how many of these young curlers take on board and enter more mixed doubles competitions. I think they certainly like the nature of the game and the skill and the tactics involved in it, and plus you've got the fact that you've got the 2 different curling types, you know. I think that when you get feedback from especially ladies, they feel that their way of curling is a wee bit different from the men's teams.
Yeah, I think it's a bit surprising they don't have a Worlds established for juniors yet for mixed doubles.
It'll be on the cards. Of course, you could just do it.
Maybe we should just host one.
All we need is a big sponsor.
Normal challenges. just tears that. Gets away with it to an extent. What do you think we're looking for here, John? Would you be moving stuff, move the yellows about, or would you be more inclined to take the blues out here?
We went through this. I listened to others that have been doing some analysing and commentating. I have to be quite honest and say that my tactical knowledge of the game is very good compared to others. And, it's quite interesting, in fact it's very enlightening when you hear the tactics that's involved in the game, and they're not so keen sometimes to do what is just what you think you should do, if you know what I mean, because they're thinking, say, if they do this 3 shots from now, this is what's going to happen. So,
I just think it's quite interesting though that in a traditional game, if you like, just a normal club game, I'm thinking you've got hammer, you're 2 down, you're probably going to try and move that blue out of there. But it is played very differently, and I just wonder sometimes, overcomplicating it, or it's just so aggressive. Maybe because the next end you can claw something back, because you know there's stones in play, you're not going to get hit off the ice.
And I think that's what I think that in the future people will like about mixed doubles. It just gives you so many opportunities, but the skill has to be there as well.
I think that's the other fascinating element, is how many players will take to mixed doubles, stick at mixed doubles, or go from kind of shot making in mixed doubles up to the full game, or
very impressed by the playing and outlook of just about all the young players we've had here this weekend. I think they've been absolutely great, so they have.
I'm not sure I particularly like that result, having said that. I think a few yellows could go here if you catch this right. It's close to being all 3, but I don't think they'll be too worried about taking all 3. It's maybe just a little bit too skinny actually to get all to make contact with the blue. Yellows away.
You notice that there seems to be very little interest in putting the guard on it. It's see about hitting that, and I think he's looking for a double, isn't he?
Yeah, not entirely sure what they're. Again, they're probably looking to limit exposure here to multiple shots and trying to manufacture 2 while they're at it. I don't know if there's a... I find it quite disconcerting, or yeah, disorientating almost, sitting here and trying to work out, because there is a straight hand and a swingy hand, so...
Well, here's the shot coming now.
That's really nice. Just a wee roll, a bit past. Yeah, well played.
Oh, that was
Well
amazing.
played.
That was really close to his own yellow shot there. Absolutely amazing.
I think the yellow does squeeze out of there though. It's not far from the nose, is it?
So, is he looking to just...
I think he's looking for a double
this?
here.
Is he?
I think he's looking for the nose double on the yellow. Try and tick both yellows out of here.
Quite a brave shot, really. Because of the hits the blue in the centre there, that yellow there will jam in the back blue. And he's given...
As long as one yellow goes here, though, is potentially in a better position. You see, you can almost do both shots here, John. Just take the one and just roll slightly to the right hand side onto the centre line. Maybe a wee touch further, just to avoid the run back, but that would give them an option. We'll find out. I think this is over swinging. It is, and that's going to give Andrew Kernan a wee tap back for a 2.
And that's why I think that last shot was risky. The chance of stealing the one.
Yeah, you're probably right, John. I mean, 2 up, steal a 1, quite a nice place to be. So working this one hard on the sweep in. Looks pretty good, it's just in danger of overswinging, but I think they've got it. It's a good shot.
Ah, well done.
Squares the game up at 2-all after the first 2 ends. expect to see any power plays early. Nobody seems to take them early in the game.
You're right when you think about it. But it's like having a couple of minutes and you've got.
It might be our camera angle, but one of the stones doesn't look particularly centred. Could well be our camera angle, to be fair. When you square it with a hack, it's not too bad. So. Yeah, just nobody seems to use them aggressively. It seems to be very much defensive. See out the game. And the only aggressive play seems to be when you're down, really. And trying to get back into it. Just mix it up and throw it early, see what happens. Semi-final's probably not the time to do that, to be fair. Again, just a little bit heavy. Rob's off the side.
It's interesting the different sweeping positions that we're now getting.
Go on.
Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Standard statement. The one thing I would say in mixed doubles is if you've played the stone and then calling the line and somebody sweeping from behind the stone, it must make it slightly tricky to judge the line. I.e. a lack of sight of the stone.
That's right. I'm just not sure that you're getting the full effort when you're, say, over the stone and trying to watch your feet not to touch it. I suppose if it works for them, that's fine. Playing his first stone.
You can see the amount of ice they're taking to get back to the centre line. A good swing. And with that stone, I'm going to hand over to Kenny Murray, and I'm going to go and get some lunch.
It's been good, I think, some quite tricky shots, brave shots, I think. McFadden had a chance of stealing the one, but the way the play ended up, they lost a two. So Duncan McFadden and Leanne McKenzie, they're playing the blue, and Andrew Kern and Holly Davis are playing the yellow. And this one of the two semi-finals taking place here at Dumfries.
Adrian Stone there, just coming out the wee nest that's sitting on the pot lid. Just behind tee. Yellow stone there, played by Andrew Kerron. I think he lies 2 shots, John, does he? Kind of blocked out at the moment. Possible it lies 4. Definitely 3.
You think that they'll try and...
Who's got last stone?
They'll just try and...
Blue's got last stone, so... I think they just really want to come out even to the line. That split would be good. But they'll probably want to lie short.
I don't think they'll play a heavy shot.
No, I think they'll just be... Make sure you're there, kind of wait.
Just needs to go, it's looking nice. Is it over curling?
Line shot now.
Well, that, lots of yellows at the back there, so it's not going to go very far. If it does, it'll take something with it.
That's the last blue stone, John.
Who's playing it?
I think it's Leanne McKenzie. If it. Yeah, I think it's the last blue stone.
Just a reminder that whoever plays the first stone plays the last stone.
Slightly on the wide side.
So an opportunity.
I think I'm just getting up to speed here, John. I think I called that wrongly. I think I said that was Leanne McKenzie playing the last stone. I think it was Holly Davis that played that one. I think it's Leanne McKenzie's stone. It's now to come. Basically, she just needs to come back 4 weight.
Just the same as that last one.
Aye, just her own blue's not going if she gets half it. It's just going at the yellow. And she'll be second shot on her face of her own blue as well.
Aye, and we're touching that. The white will give her the second shot.
not too bad at the moment, just depends on its weight.
Is it going to nick a roll?
Just a wee bit hard perhaps. Just one to blue. So a one shot.
I lost it. I lost opportunity there, Kenny.
Yeah, aye. I think he was trying to get it really thin so that it would probably go into the back yellows and hold it, but the way he got it, it just seemed to run across the face of the yellows and rolled out. So. First stone here at the fourth end, and swept at the house.
So the players have kept their position with Leanne and Duncan choosing to have Duncan playing the centre 3 shots.
That seems to be a policy. David and I were discussing it this morning, and I think he'd been speaking to Ross White yesterday, and he said they'd like to have the guys playing the middle 3 shots, so if they're in any trouble they can possibly play the harder stones and get them bailed out of trouble. A guarantee, but it doesn't always work.
Well, some of the ladies that have been playing here this weekend and that have been playing some pretty powerful shots.
So the second stone there just coming a wee bit short. Touch the guard. This one's also going to quite messy out the front this time, John. There's not a lot of road now. You probably swing one right out round that yellow guard on the button.
Well, they can start to get rid of shots if they wanted to, so... might see a wee bit of a clear up at the front there.
It is messy.
Well, especially when you're needing to try to keep control of the head, like. Or get control of the head, I should say.
At the moment you've got to get your weight perfect for a draw right at the button, so I think we'll see a wee clear up here at the front end. The only problem will be if he really sticks that yellow into blue and the yellow goes straight back onto his own.
I think we'll be hoping to get a double. I'm not sure whether they're going for the inside. Well,
I wasn't expecting that.
definitely not.
One right out round the yellow onto the button this time. They're coming in the other hand.
It's doable. Just on there. Probably needed more ice and less weight, I would think.
Aye, because it just cleared the guard.
Did I?
And I haven't seen a lot in this sheet, but wondering, not actually probably easier than the other hand.
Just about going the same way as the first.
That was very close to being an identical shot to his first one. Slipping past on the high side. But I think we'll see Duncan McFadden here put one right on top of his own blue one.
Do you think they'll go for the guard now?
It's a blue stone they're bringing in. Yellow now don't have anything out front that they can bring in, but he's also got to watch it doesn't set up a double.
Certainly looks like he's taking wide enough ice to come in, as you were saying, Kevin.
I think you called it right, John. I think he's just putting a guard on.
Looking to steal. So a big shot here.
Yeah. They've caused a lot of their problems at this end by themselves with definitely one clear miss and another one it just nicked the guard off.
Is that what he's looking for?
I think they're trying to draw into the face of the blue. Just drew too much on them and wrecked in the front stone.
The weight just seemed a bit strange to me for him trying to do that.
It wasn't short anyway. I think we'll see Leanne Mackenzie here putting one into probably second shot.
That's a great opportunity here. talking about stealing the two.
And the yellow team would have to be careful with their last stone because they're actually lying third shot at the moment as well. If they do move their back yellow away, so again it gave the yellow Andrew and Holly a chance here to draw with the last stone. I don't think they can get any more as one. I think they've, so basically just a straight draw right onto the pot lid to pick up a 1. The fourth end.
So Holly, interesting to see her just putting her brush down so that she had it in her own mind where her aim point.
Just basically the edge of that yellow stone, I think.
So
The one that's lying right out in the 12 foot.
she was sure about where she was.
She needs to take plenty. I mean, she's got to take plenty, you know, quite a bit of ice so that at least she's got a chance.
There's no point in crashing a guard just for
You know, and if you just skim by that long guard, I think you'll crash into a blue at the front. So last stone here at the fourth end by Holly Davis. A lot depends on her weight here. So a steal of 1 for Leanne and Duncan at the fourth end, and they take a 4-2 lead at the halfway stage of the semi-final of the Scottish Junior Curling Mixed Doubles Championship here at Dumfries Icebowl. So the early stages here of the fifth end. First blue stone is just rolled off the yellow place stone, and yellow put one in there just fully in the 4 foot. So blue now in at the front of the house, 2 yellows behind tee. Andrew Kerr here to play the next stone. This will be a draw in. Possibly try and move that blue. Where it's lying at the moment, it's quite dangerous. Wrecking on the place stone at the front of the house. Wee quick update on the other semi-final. James Craig and Lisa Davey, they lead Ewan Kyle and Naomi Brown 3-2 after 4 ends. Finding second stone here at the fifth end, just a draw. Good stone there. Still leaves the draw available for Andrew. Or possibly a hit that he's looking at now. Take both blues out. So John Graham is now off for his lunch, and David Owen rejoins me. As we're nearing the end of the fifth end.
It's an excellent lunch. Good sausage rolls.
Yes. Recommend them, David, eh?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, they were tasty. Just watching a bit of the football through there. Always amusing sitting having lunch with a Celtic supporter when Hamilton scored. That was good. So I enjoyed that. Celtic had scored first, right enough, but there you go.
You're telling the wrong person here.
I think I'm telling the right person.
And that wasn't the Celtic supporter that was sitting watching the telly, by the way. I can guess who it is. There's a great stone played by.
Yeah, so what, I was keeping an eye on this game, and just fair to say a little bit scrappy.
Yeah, both teams don't seem to have got their draw weight perfect. And when you're struggling with your draw weight in mixed doubles, you're always going to struggle.
Yeah, it's been quite interesting, both games. Just everything just seems to be slipping back to.
Yes. I actually thought that just before you came back there, David. It was the same this morning. The first 2 or 3 stones were just that wee bit foot hit weight, just probably frightened to leave them short.
Yeah, lesser of two evils maybe.
I think that emphasises, just looking out the window at the other semi-final, there's about 10 stones and they're all behind tee.
Yeah, it's quite uncanny how it all just groups into one place, doesn't it? It's the last blue stone coming up here. Could be a bit of a game changer.
Yes. These were Mackenzie and McFadden in quite a strong position. But I think Holly Davis now will have a draw for a 4. Basically all 12 foot to aim for.
An excellent chance. Turn the game on its head, take a two-shot lead. Playing the last 3 ends.
Yes. Might we see a power play?
You would think so. It's almost a psychology issue, isn't it? You lose a 4 and then you throw your power play, which is your chance to get back in it, but you've got to be confident in throwing that first stone, so maybe not throw the power play, but
I suppose it's hard to tell whether some teams probably haven't been playing the power plays all weekend. We don't have that with us, so
well drawn.
She wasn't shot. So as you said, the big game changer at the 5th end, picking up a 4. Now Karen and Davis take a 6-4 lead into the 6th end.
And there's your answer to your power play. Straight away.
So obviously they must have been discussing it when the opposition were playing their last stone there.
Yeah, as I say, I find the psychology of this quite fascinating, because you've just, in all honesty, thrown a bad stone, caught the guard, lost a 4. They haven't changed the players around, so you're having to now throw the first stone
Of the next end, and you've really got to get it perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Particularly depending, it depends what they do with this stone, to be fair, but yeah, you've got to just forget about the last end very quickly. It's not like a traditional game where you've got 6 stones to play with, get yourself in a good position and play your way back in. It's bang, you're straight in it.
Basically being back-to-back stones.
Yeah, exactly.
Quickly looking out, a wee score update on the other semi-final, and James Craig and Lisa Davey have taken a 5-2 lead now over Ewan Kyle and Naomi Brown, picking up a 2 at the 5th end.
Yeah, Naomi, watching that, missed an open hit for a 3 in the previous end.
Right.
So
that must have been N4, was it? Because
it could have been actually, sorry, yeah.
Because N5, Lisa Davey noticed put on a good guard and didn't actually see what Naomi did with her last stone, but I don't think she had a lot of room to get in, to get shot.
So here's the important one, around the guard. Looks pretty good. As it passed, held it very well. Switch sides. Swept that very well.
Yeah.
Great sweep.
Good stone.
Looks a hair high.
What do you do now?
I think you're going to have to split the house now, do you not? I think to get a swing in behind there, you're going back 8. So you certainly don't want to go behind the tee line and leave them a freeze back. I actually don't mind what they've just called there, just a wee rub off, but yeah, I think straight to the other sides.
He's just about to do that, we'll hit the room yellow on the inside, across his face.
Yeah, I think you could do this one a couple of ways, but you've got to make it, I think.
Just you've got to make sure you're shot after this. Make sure you're shot, you could actually be.
You can see from that camera angle, you're not going to see a great deal of the inside of that, if any, from the hack. All about half stone.
If you're lucky.
That camera angle's that camera's just directly above the hole actually, so that's pretty good. You might see a fraction more from the hack, but not a great deal. There is a swing from out to in here. Here it comes. I don't think it's going to come enough though. It's line second shot, so it'll just be the same shot back. I'll try and get the inside roll. Yes, there will be. There will be.
A wee roll in here would be in a really strong position at this end.
Probably don't want to roll too far and leave a freeze back the way. Kind of half check's enough, isn't it?
I think you really want to roll half a stone.
Yeah, exactly. Just cover the inside. Just rolled a little bit too far there, I think.
Sweeping.
Yeah, pretty much. So decision time for Karen and Davis.
This is their last stone.
Second last one, I think, Kenny. I stand to be corrected, but looks quite nice. Great shot.
Good shot. I don't think it's actually a long shot, David, but
No,
very
it's
good second shot in
it's
there.
a lot more secure than it was 2 minutes ago. I think they'll be a lot happier with things now. Well, it's on.
I thought it wasn't on actually. I thought it was
It's
too flat. But
Yeah, I think there's enough. There is enough angle.
possibly just about all you've got to get that yellow out of there.
I just thought hack weight round the outside might have been on, but they might just be finding too much swing out there. Switch to the other angle. Yeah, that's hack weight round's probably a touch optimistic.
Very optimistic.
That looks inside all the way for me. He has. No, that's what he's gone for. I was wondering, the more ice you take out there, the more it comes back.
Yeah.
Been fairly consistent since Thursday practice, seemingly. So
Possibly just a bit lack of weight as well.
yeah, just a wee touch light.
Yeah, it was just front 12 really weight.
So I think we'll see the blue shot stone disappear here. This looks quite handy.
Just over curled.
it did. The job one though, really, hasn't it? Okay, nice to lie 3 and in behind, but it's killed the power play.
You've no easy shot here.
No, it's a draw for a 1, isn't it? Don't think there's anything else but a draw for a 1 here.
Last stone at the 6th end, played by Leanne McKenzie. I think we've made up our mind it is just a straight draw to the 4 foot.
Yeah, I think they were given ice just outside the 12 foot, so I'm pretty sure it is. Trick. We saw it in the Champions Tour mixed doubles. The key to sweeping these is to keep them high. Don't leave it late. Judged that well. I think it maybe needed the rub. Did the job. But, not the ideal use of a power play.
No.
And I suspect they may get a power play thrown straight back at them here, because this is a chance to score a 3 and kill the game.
Yeah, just wait and see what.
We'll just put the camera straight on the other side. Let's see what they do. Do you think power play, yes or no?
Yes.
Yep. Had to be, really, wasn't it?
Well, if you're going to use it, it might be your own opportunity.
It is going to be your only chance, you would think, anyway. Well, you would hope. You would hope it would be your only chance.
Update from the other semi. It's now 5-4 after 6 ends to Craig and Davey. Close game over there. Our game is very close as well at the moment.
Very relaxed on the ice, isn't he? It's really unfair when they don't know there's a camera on them to do that, isn't it? So you're up here and just another couple of ends to go. So,
And then just one more game.
And then one more game, regardless. So, different way of dealing with the power play here, but obviously they are down, so they have thrown the centre guard, which I have to say I quite like. I think that's quite a nice way of dealing with the power play, but it does let your opposition come straight round the corner, so you're straight away, you're all in here.
Line 2 against.
Line 2 against, and you've really committed to coming round that centre guard with your next stone, because otherwise why play it?
Yeah.
Opposition take your centre guard off, you're basically guarding one stone for the end. I've kind of talked myself out of liking that. That's assuming the opposition, however, get round the guards. Probably sweeping this to get past the place stone as well now. Needs to bite. And it has done. Has it?
Just, I think.
So as that crashes the guard, we'll just have a look at that back one. Yeah, I don't think that's in, is it? I think that's a goner.
I think the circles would need to be extended by about 2 inches for that to be.
It's good advertising for the stone sponsor though. Still a few stones left to sponsor, I think, Kenny, just to do a little advert for them.
1 or 2. Hopefully we can get that sorted and get every stone sponsored for next season.
The opportunities,
Off some of these blues at the front. Still a guard there, David, can come round.
Yeah, there is. There is. And as I said before, what's the point of putting it up if you're not going to use it? And they are using it. Hansel's just a little bit straighter though. So the Iceman tells me.
It looked a wee bit wide as well, and it was heavy. It looked heavy. It looked wide when he played it.
It did. I just don't. I think going the other way there's a big swing, but maybe not that direction.
Plus also it was basically back 12 weight.
Okay, good use of the back camera here. That one is definitely in. Struggled to be in without being out that one though, to be fair. So
David using all his knowledge at the moment and zooming in on all the various cameras we've now got installed here at the Ice Bowl.
it's causing me a lot of stress now. Trying to use cameras to follow a piper down the ice.
Not easy.
Not easy.
Especially when I told the piper to stop where he was.
back up a touch. It wasn't helped actually by the players seeming to get lost halfway down the ice. So they didn't appear to know which sheet they were heading to, despite their names being on the board, but never mind.
They were actually coming up the wrong sheets. They were coming up
They were.
B and C and D.
They were supposed to be coming up C and D, weren't they? That was the plan. Never mind.
But it was just a practice for the final.
Oh, we're doing a game for the final.
Yes.
Oh, excellent. I get another go at that then. I need to make sure the commentators are actually in position for the next one then. Whoever they are. It'll be fine. It's all good fun. So, just as we spoke about, committed to the end. Again, needing to come around that centre guard, not much else on. You could freeze one to the wing, but you're going to be 2 down playing the last if you do that, minimum. One shot in the other semi-final.
Yeah. Don't think this is last one. I think if James Craig and Lacey Davey have 2 to come. Dean Kyle's just drawn 1 down there to lie shot, but I think it'll be quite easily tapped back.
Heads in the hands here. Just over iced it a touch again, I think.
2 stones to come from each team now.
2 yellow, 1 blue to come now, I think.
Yellow have got last stone.
Try and roll to the wing with this one, or probably roll in behind the guard would be quite nice. Stops the drawing behind it. Hitting the nose isn't bad either, to be fair. We don't want it fresh though. We do not want it fresh. Oh, and he stuck the yellow in there. Well, he got a result. Some of the crowd in the lounge were.
They would have a better view because I think they're looking straight down the sheet.
Yeah, it's certainly not helped the Blues here because they're now facing 3.
I think they've got to put one in beside the yellows.
It's too risky going round that centre now, isn't it? But it's not a nice shot either way here.
Just we've got to well one straight on that yellow that we can see the most of.
Yeah, just on. Yeah, and I can't. You're not going to be able to afford to slip off at any because they are staggered. So. So just chose to play the hit there, get rid of 2 yellows. So it's a draw for a 2. Draw for a 2 and a 3-shot lead. So I think they'll be fairly happy with.
Stone here at the 7th end by Holly Davis, just a draw to anywhere in the house to pick up a 2. We'll take an 8-5 lead into the last end. That looks a bit hard.
It's not light. It's okay though, is it? Is it? I think it was okay. I think it was okay.
Moved quite quickly before he got the chance to get round with
Almost too quickly.
with the other camera. Possibly relying on watching the scoreboard.
Come on, plenty of time while you set the stones up. That's it. Was it 2?
I'll give you that one, David. You called that one right.
First time for everything. Is to correct the scoreboard to 1. Yeah. So 8-5.
It's always also been finished in the other semi-final. Don't know what the score was, but just a 1-2 6-1 to James Craig and Lisa Davey, and they're 2 up playing the last end. 6-4 they lead.
So 3 up. Mixed doubles is a girdly game anyway. Throw it through.
Well, she's actually played it short.
Yeah.
I like you put one right on top of 4 foot.
A few times I've played this to any standard, I've actually, if we've been winning, just tried to take the guard away. Standard curling shot, I suppose. You're 3 up, normal game, you take the guard. Yeah. Now all of a sudden, 2 in behind guards. So easy to get in a mess in this game. And you still can't hit playing yellow stones. Blue can hit with their next stone, but yellow can't. So they
still draw through the port.
I really think you've got to try and take the guard here. You can try and draw through the port, to be fair, at back ring weight. So if you get blue, it stays in the house. But on the other hand, though, what do we know though? To be fair, get one welded on this backboard, and it's that's the danger. So what to do if you're blue here? Need a 3. You're lying 2.
Play one down the other hand, behind the yellow to stop the straight run back.
Yeah, I think so. You know the run back, if you continue to lie 2 or 3 in there, you know the run back's coming at some stage. Did that get a graze?
She hadn't got the wee touch there, she was a good stone.
Yeah, the problem being now it's they're just going to start hitting the blues now. So we're tempted to play the guard up that side. But,
this doesn't work just quite completely. The guard's still there.
yeah, I wouldn't be confident of playing it, but it's easy to suggest up here again. It's quite a target for that yellow stone to come back through, so maybe the angles aren't brilliant for it. Can't overswing the guard, so we'll see how this works. It's missed everything. Chance now. I think they're going to have to play a bump on the one they've just played, though. It's kind of in their way.
They'll try to come right round to the yellow, and if they're hanking a wee bit at the bing, they could just play back 8 weight, David.
Yeah, possibly. Yep. Straighten them all up a wee touch. Yeah. might just be, you need quite a lot of ice to do that, I think. That might be the only downside. I think there's swing to get through the port right to left though.
Quite tempted to leave the blue where it was, because you can swing right in the yellow.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Even if you get to top 4, it's okay, isn't it? It's not going to go anywhere. I think there is plenty of tap, but this has swung way too much. It was always my worry on that one, that the more ice you take, the more it's going to come back in. And they've just opened it up for a hit. I was just saying, you've still got to make the hit though. 2 stones left each.
Stop the port now.
Yeah, this is true.
This is actually quite a big stone for Andrew Carroll here.
Yeah, lift the double and it's pretty much game over, isn't it?
If you get slightly wrong.
Jam this up. Nose is the disaster here.
Yeah. Straight back onto the yellow.
Anywhere high. Colin is sweeping on straight away. He's certainly not high. Well, he hasn't stuck it. That's probably the main thing. Not actually that easy to get another one in here without leaving anything.
Right round the outside, another hand.
Is he through the port? Yes.
I think he is.
How are the angles? Come on, one of you move to the side, there we go. No, somebody else has come back in the way. Well, they both go.
I think you've got to hit the yellow on the right hand side.
That's my immediate thought, I have to say. As long as you take something out. So they're looking at options. As far as we can see, they've got one, but they seem to be looking at a different one.
It's very tight to get past that guard to get.
I think you almost have to play the centre guard, and if you're going to have to hit 2 yellows, you're as well hitting the outside one, I would have thought. I mean, anything from about a third to 3/4 stone lifts something out of there. Would we go for half stone on the right hand side yellow? Personally, because if you ever stick that yellow in there, well, it's game over, isn't it? It's
You must have to just about hit the whole of what you can see of that yellow that I think they're playing on, just which fully on the 12 foot. on the centre line.
Yeah, and just to give you an idea of why we're maybe slightly doubting that.
Definitely play the one, but look at that angle line, the one on the left hand side.
Yeah, I would say so. That would be my preference. But these guys have got to the semi-final. Close. Draw for a 3.
And extra end.
Okay, so the draw's away. Use this for a draw. Looks pretty good. We've got a tied game again.
I think just watching that last stone there in the Naomi Browns, I think we're going into an extra end in this game as well. I think both games are going to extra end.
There's a wee look across. And certainly no handshakes. So.
No, she came through quite a tight court there to knock the shot out, but I think she rolled out herself.
Needed to stick to win it.
Yes. So I think both games are into extra time. It's probably the last thing all 4 teams wanted was going into an extra end. Having played quite a few games over Friday, Saturday, now guaranteed 3 today.
So extra end. Yellows with last stone, but I have to say it. Assuming that this blue makes a good entrance into the house, I would actually favour blues to take this game now.
Right. Just coming a bit short, I think.
That may complicate it a touch.
Can a team use a power play in an extra end, David?
Say again?
If they haven't used their power play, can they actually use it in an extra end?
I don't think so.
Just over there.
I might be wrong, but I'd assume that I think that's it's almost an unfair advantage, isn't it? But I'm not sure. Obviously, both teams in this game have used it.
Yeah, I was looking at
the other
semi-final. One team still got the disc sitting unused.
I suppose it depends whether you have they used it. So no. I would think they'd probably look at it with the logic on that one.
other way you actually look at it, I don't think they possibly can use it. I don't think they've hammered.
This would also be the... Yeah. We'll check that one. We'll get an answer for the final. Could do with not hanking, and it just has. At the risk of repeating myself, peel the guard. Just desperate for somebody to peel something. Tidy it up. You've got last stone. Get it opened up. This is the 4th place stone at the end. So.
These 2 balls are quite awkward. In front of him, run the 4 foot.
Yeah, exactly. Both lines at the bottom are blocked at the moment. But yes, no with the swoop in. Obviously trying to get the hit and roll in there, but sticking it on the nose, so the 4 foot draw lines are still blocked up.
Which I suppose is suiting Kenzie and McFarlane at the moment, that make it as tight as possible to get in.
Yeah, but there is still there's support to get in to draw shot, which is going to be really difficult to outdraw.
Especially if you put it at the top of the 4 foot.
This is swinging though. Shot. Blue is shot.
Can you afford now to get rid of the guards? Have you just got to...
I think. Everything goes flying. I think you have to. I really... I don't know, I'm probably being a little bit harsh here, or not, or I'm missing something, but I don't understand why not go for the guard in the last shot. Well made. I think that's a problem with playing it on the second stone, that if blue stick another one top 4, you're playing some kind of big run back. I think if I was blue, I'd be tempted to stick it pretty much where I'm standing. Just there. I don't mind leaving him the blue to run up, but if you could put it just to the right side of the centre line. Reasonably tight as well, I would say. So if he does manage to get something in there, you can use it.
We actually played the game at quite a good time, David. Looking at it, it's just a 1:45, so we're still under 2 hours. They did start.
We were away a wee touch sharp, weren't we?
Just.
Aye.
The final's not due to start at 3 o'clock, so we have got practice will start at 23.
Absolute peach of a shot just played on the other semi-final. So he puts Ian Kyle and Naomi Brown in pole position across there.
The look of things are going to have to peel the guard down.
It's has just come a fraction deep. There's a draw into that. Just show you the other game. I think I'm right in saying Ian Kyle and Naomi Brown are red.
Yes.
And James Craig and Lisa Davey are playing the Bluestones.
Playing the Bluestones, and they will have last stone. I think there's 3 stones to come.
Yeah, I think so. So we will keep an eye on that. We'll try and cut across as the stones come in. The house will flip between these two games. Oh, that's unlucky. It's a great effort.
Still a good run back now, because you have opened it up considerably better than what it was.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Blue has the last stone across there, don't they?
Both games coming very close to the end. The game we're watching is probably just a stone behind the other one.
Yeah, here comes that. Comes a swing. I was tempted to sweep, but weight's all there. I think it's still 2 Blue. And they're going to put one top 4, and it's going to be a dead draw to the button, and I'm not even sure there's going to be a draw path to get there. Oh, you don't leave a triple here, but other than that.
I think Lisa Davey on the other game has a draw to the face of the red, or basically fully in the 4 foot to win the match.
I think that's last stone coming in, do we?
I think it's last stone coming. That was Naomi Brown that played that, the red stone there.